If you're interested in the content on my channel, odds are that you know who Stephan is. Graham is a real estate agent, real estate investor, and YouTuber whose channel focuses on personal finance and investing. He is the millennial Dave Ramsey, and it is no coincidence that he has a cat named Ramsey. On July 20th, 2020, Graham posted a video titled Revealing My Actual Net Worth, where he walks us through his adult life year by year, explaining how his net worth grew from about $5,000 at the age of 17 to more than $6.5 million at the age of 30. The link to that video is in the description of this video, and I highly recommend that you watch it. It's a half hour of wall-to-wall value, and even though this video discusses the lessons I gleaned from it, there's still a ton of value to be found in that source material. So we're all wondering, how do we do it? How do we be like Graham? How can we each have net worths of more than $6.5 million by the time we're 30 years old? Well, from watching Graham's video and hearing his story, his rise to success from a high school graduate real estate agent to a real estate investor to a tremendously successful YouTuber, I have found some cornerstones of his life and work that we can all learn from and build into our own. Graham started out like most teenagers do, with a part-time job. In high school, Graham was doing photography and web design work for a local business in California, and he had accrued some savings from that. But it also gave him a taste for work, which brings us to the first cornerstone of Graham's success: awareness. In the video, Graham says that by the time he was graduating high school, he knew that he liked working and making money more than he liked school. He found himself at a crossroads. He could either attend college or he could go into the working world, and Graham was honest with himself about his desires, and he dove into the working world. This, in and of itself, shows how Graham is a confident, self-aware individual, someone who jumped into the working world at 18 rather than following the heavily tread path of going into college for a degree to get a better job. Graham's awareness again drove him in the right direction when it came time to decide exactly what he would do for work. He knew that he wanted to be his own boss, he wanted to be able to make his own schedule, and he needed to find a career path that would be successful without a college degree, and that led him to Googling how to become a real estate agent. He took his courses and he started going to open houses to talk to the listing agents. Now, remember again, we're talking about Graham's awareness here. I'm not saying that you'll become the next Steve Jobs or Bill Gates by dropping out of college. This is more about being aware of your surroundings and your internal motivations. Graham assessed his life situation, and he knew that his internal drive was for work and not for school. And Graham's awareness again put him in the right place for his personality and work ethic. He had faith in his aspirations and decided that he wanted to swing for the fences. He wanted to be a real estate agent in Beverly Hills, one of the most competitive and exclusive real estate markets in the world. Real estate is not an easy industry to thrive in. Agency is competitive, and there are tons of negotiations that all need to align perfectly in order for a sale to go through. The learning curve of becoming a successful real estate agent is very steep, and that's where we see the next cornerstone come into play: persistence. Graham was persistent with attending open houses and talking to listing agents, and that's how he made his earliest connections in the real estate community. He made partnerships with established agents and started splitting commissions with them when he was able to pull in new work. He worked long days and learned everything he could about the industry. We know that Graham's persistence is not isolated to just this one era of his career, however. If you look at Graham's work on YouTube, you can see that he has consistently uploaded 3 videos a week for more than 3 years. As a matter of fact, he just uploaded his 500th video. Congratulations, Graham, that is amazing. Graham has pushed that persistent content creation schedule to go from 3 days a week on his main channel to 4 days a week on his second channel, so now he has a new video every day. And finally, he has recently introduced a podcast to his brand. So we see how persistence is a key component of Graham's attitude towards work, whether it's in real estate or on YouTube. It's just a core piece of who he is, and he continually reaps the benefits of it. And though it might seem crazy just how persistent Graham is, it makes more sense when we look at the third cornerstone, which is what allows him to have such monumental persistence. The third cornerstone of Graham's work is focus. Further into Graham's real estate career, as he was going into his mid-20s, he saw that he was spending too much of his time as an agent on smaller clients, and he realized that he should reprioritize his time to focus on only the clients that produced the most income for him. He cites the Tim Ferriss book The 4-Hour Workweek as the source that taught him about the Pareto principle, which is also known as the 80-20 rule. The Pareto principle is a rule of economics that says that 80% of the value comes from 20% of the population. In the late 1800s, Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto observed that 80% of Italy's land was owned by 20% of the population. In further analysis, it was seen that the 80-20 principle could be observed in many places in life. In 1989, the richest 20% of the world generated 82% of the global income. And in an inverse application in 2018, the top 20% of earners paid roughly 80% of the total federal income taxes. After reading about the Pareto principle in the 4-Hour Workweek, Graham applied that lens to his real estate career. He realized that 80% of his income was generated by 20% of his clients. He pivoted to focus more on those high-quality, high-value clients. And by reprioritizing his efforts on his best clients, he closed more quality deals and earned better money in the same time that he could have spent on smaller, less profitable deals. This is Graham's focus. He has repeatedly demonstrated an ability to separate the noise around his goal and just zone in on the goal itself. And not only does Graham exhibit a focus on a macro level, such as when he focused on his goal of increasing his real estate commissions, he has focus on a micro level. He handles all writing, filming, editing, and production of his videos, and because he is so absorbed by the subject material, he says that 12 to 13-hour days feel like 2 to 3 hours because he's in the zone. And as I said before, he has done this with tremendous persistence for years in a row. Closing good deals betters his real estate network, and focusing hard on YouTube and persistently producing content on a consistent schedule gets him higher views and more subscribers, and all of this success compounds and builds exponentially over time. Finally, the last cornerstone of Graham's career is authenticity. It's no secret that authenticity is a big component of successful business dealings, and Graham relies on this for success with his real estate career. If your clients think you're a phony, they won't like you. If your clients feel as though they can trust you, they will rely on you. And like Jordan Belfort writes in The Way of the Wolf, your prospects must have a 10 out of 10 level of trust for you, or else you're going nowhere. And when we look at the YouTube side of Graham's work, his authenticity is peerless. For the past few years that I've watched Graham's videos, one thing stands out, and that is his unparalleled transparency. This transparency results in tremendous authenticity. I've watched Graham's videos for years, and I feel like I know the guy, and the thing is, I actually do know about him pretty well. Hi, Graham. He likes lotuses. He likes to celebrate successes with sushi dinners, but it goes so much deeper than that. I mean, he's shown us his entire YouTube analytics dashboard. He tells us exactly how much he earns and how much he paid for his Tesla, and he's shown us inside his home. He's walked us through his net worth step by step. And it was never required of him to be that transparent, but he has been, and consistently so, and it's rewarded him with an audience that feels extremely connected to him. And at the end of Graham's video about his net worth, he says that one of his principles and pieces of advice is to always operate with integrity. And I believe that this principle is clearly demonstrated by Graham's authenticity. We feel as though we can trust him because he has trusted us with lots of looks into his life. We know that Graham operates with integrity, and as a result, we want to keep going back to his videos and want to keep enjoying the successful mindset of the community he has built. So to recap, Graham's acute awareness of motivations and wants put him in a career that allowed him to work hard and persistently achieve high focus, thus letting him be more productive more of the time. He retooled his focus to prioritize the highest value components of his work, and the cherry on top of this sundae is Graham's authenticity, which puts his clients and audience at ease, knowing that we can trust him and his judgment. smash the like button. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, then please share it with a friend who you think would find it valuable as well. What do you think of Graham's success and the cornerstones of his work? Let me know in the comments down below. And please, please, please smash the like button and click subscribe if you haven't already. If you would like to know more about what I'm reading and thinking about on a day-to-day basis, then you can find me on Instagram at @RossCampoliBusiness. And as always, guys, I will see you in the next one.